What's up, everybody? James Duggan here with Jose Otero.
What's up?
And we're checking out Fire Emblem Heroes. We're going to go over about 8 to maybe even 10 things that the game doesn't tell you.
Sweet.
That are kind of hidden in...
That's a lot of things.
There are a lot of things. And the first thing I want to talk about is something that I think is a little bit of a controversial decision. I don't really know that it belongs in this context where you're potentially paying for these heroes. So when you get a hero by spending orbs, they have a chance to be anywhere from 3 stars to 5 stars, 5 stars being the best, but that's not all that can be random about them. Every time you level up is actually a random roll.
What?
So every single time you level up, you'll see sometimes your hero will get like 5 points allocated, and he'll be like, yes, this is great. And other times you level up and they'll get a single point in like resistance or something, and it'll be like, not my best day.
Oh man, that's that is very Pokemon, very IV, and it sounds like something to just keep you going back to the gacha system, the draw summoning system, which is part of the game. That's rough.
Yeah, it's super rough, and I that's not something that I potentially really enjoy. I don't think it's super fun to see your 5-star, the one 5-star character you have, get a really bad roll 3 times in a level up. That doesn't feel good.
No, especially when they're rare.
There's a lot of RNG in play. Now, I guess the one caveat would be it's all PvE anyway. Like, I wouldn't play against you directly, and my Marth might not be as good as yours, so that's
fine. I mean, I think that ultimately, like, it does suck to hear that the stat rolls are random, but I've gotten my 5-star characters and just steamrolled people with them. But it is sad to hear that, on some level, if this was a real-time like competition, I'd be in a lot of trouble because you can just stack that team in a certain way, and I'd be done for pretty much.
All right, moving on. Hero feathers. You may notice that if you get a 3-star hero or a 4-star hero and you want to upgrade them, the way you can do that is by going to Allies. You can hit Advanced Growth and then Unlock Potential. Let's go ahead and see what it would take to unlock my Marth
some
to 5.
hefty prices right here.
Yeah, so let's go next.
Woo!
So the very first
Where
thing...
Where do you get all those feathers?
That's what we're going to answer right now. So 20,000 feathers, you can see I have 25 right now. That's just because the way that I've been getting feathers is going to the home screen and clicking on heroes, but that is not the main source of feathers. The main source of hero feathers is actually in the arena. And depending upon how well you do in the arena, we're going to go to my arena right now, and we're going to check rewards for offense. I don't really know how you do defense. Somebody can tell me in the comments how to set up my defense, because I've gotten 0 points for defense.
Yeah, because if you tap on it, it gives you an explanation. Tap on defense. Defensive results right there. The season reward is based on your high score. Your team in the far left slot. Blah,
sure.
Blah, blah, blah.
So maybe I just haven't won any defense. I guess I don't know how many times my team has gone up in defense. I would like some
it does not do
there.
a good job of explaining this. I agree. I'm all offense, just like you are. But I will say that's not a lot of feathers.
Sure.
Considering
so it's going to take about 10 to 20 seasons.
Well, and the season ends today as of this recording. Sure. So that is definitely an area where, like, when you reach level 20 with these characters and you're interested in upgrading them, the thing that you need on top of these hero feathers, you do know what happens when you add that star, though, right? You get an additional star plus a new stats at level 1. Your character goes back down.
Insult to injury there.
That laugh was authentic. Duggan is hearing this for the first time. I may or may not have done it myself and then cursed slightly. That was off mic.
And then you also need these things that you get from the training arena.
It's badges. So for Gunter, what badge is that? That is the Verdant badge. Sorry, I'm not really good at the pronunciation thing here. So you have Scarlet badges, there are Azure badges, there are Verdant badges, and then there's the Transparent badge. But if you head on over to the training arena, the training tower, you'll sometimes see as a reward which badge or which crystal, which resource you're getting at that area, and that's super helpful because when it is the one you want, go crazy.
So a lot of work required to bring your heroes up star-wise. Let's move on and talk about spending SP to unlock skills. And to do that, we're going to pop over to the Allies tab and hit Learn Skills.
This is where you want to go. And SP is something that you're getting when you kill enemies specifically and when you level up.
Sure.
So you want to make sure you're spending that. Like right now, how much do you have? 492. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have a lot, but if we go to my skill list, like, I can unlock all this stuff. But some of the stuff that I could potentially learn, like the Falchion right there, I just cannot get because he's not 5 stars.
Okay.
And the other thing about getting SP is sometimes you can merge allies, and that is all done from the special maps, which reset, I believe, daily. And so we can see if I had Donald there, I'd be able to get a 1 and 2 star version of him, and then merge those for a total of like 35 SP there.
Yep. And when you merge these characters, you'll get like a +1. You'll get some additional SP, but in some cases, you will get an additional +1 on the level itself.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting because
it has to be a comparable star level.
Yeah.
All right. So another thing that's really helpful, especially for the arena, is danger area. It's in the bottom left-hand corner. You can click it.
Yeah, and you can tag them, so you can kind of watch if there's one that particularly stands out to you as you want to stay away from. Mark that character. You could do the same thing in the 3DS games and the same thing in the prior Fire Emblem games. It's just a really nifty thing for if you're trying to catch and keep track of a character that you have an extreme weakness to. So this is like your squishy Pegasus flyers and your other like flying type, or even in some cases your armored heroes. There are heroes that specialize in breaking armor, and if you've got a heavily armored hero, that person is now a liability on your team.
Sure. The next thing is talking about upgrading your castle. So you may be running into kind of experience gates. Your team isn't leveling up fast enough to clear the content. That's because you need to upgrade your castle, and I guess this is just another orb sink. But we can see here I have a carpeted castle, and that's going to increase my experience gained by 60%, which is incredibly significant.
Yep.
And that is something that you should be doing.
Pro tip, do it early. Like when you first start up this game, you're given a bunch of orbs early on. Spend the orbs. Get at least 2 castle upgrades right away so that you're leveling a little faster through at least the early part of the game, because it's going to come in handy later. I've done the same thing as you. I've upgraded up to that same tier. I just don't want to give up 8 orbs.
Yeah,
like
8
that's
orbs
just
is a lot.
That's a lot of orbs.
So what it is doing, especially at the start, is allowing you to get more orbs towards the end because you're going to be able to clear content faster. Now, eventually, you're going to run into a stamina cap where like you can only clear 2 maps at a time without running out of stamina.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know a good way to regenerate stamina. That's just one of those gotcha mechanics that you kind of just have to wait for.
The best one, pro tip, is put the phone away.
Go play another game.
And go do something else with your time. But no, I agree. You do hit these high stamina gates, and there's no way to expand your stamina or upgrade it in any way, which sets up that natural thing. And here's the thing. If you enter a battle that you then surrender, you still lost that stamina. So this isn't like Candy Crush where your turns are, if you didn't finish that map, it's not, that isn't counted against you.
Right.
In this game, it is. And so it's like,
that's the
I just
incentive
lost
to
like
not lose.
10 stamina because I had to surrender because there was no way I was going to win that.
So let's talk quickly about speed. And one thing that I wasn't quite sure of, attacking twice. Why would my hero attack twice? Why would an enemy hero attack twice? It has to do with speed. If a unit is will attack twice if its speed is at least 5 more. And there are also special conditions there, like I have a 5-star Able here, and we can see that this lance allows me to attack twice when initiating combat.
Good.
Which is really great. And then I also have this Swordbreaker ability, so I can attack a total of 4 times if I'm initiating combat on a sword guy. So it can really get out of control, and that's a fun mechanic, I think.
And make sure to double check, especially like with some of the armored characters. Some of them have ways to stop the follow-up attack in combat, depending on the percentage of their health left over. Some cases it's 90, in some cases it's 70 or even 50%. But you want to invest in those just so you're protecting those characters.
Sure. All right, the final thing I want to touch on, you have this main story here. This is the main way you get orbs, and actually I spoiled it there. But we can see normal. All right, so I have this the Princess of Death mission, but it's just too difficult for me, and I don't feel as though my characters can do it. What do? I need to get more orbs. You can go back to the story maps and select hard mode, and there's actually a nice little variance in there, so we can see that's Baffling the Labyrinth might be a little bit easier, or even going to Lunatic mode and going way back to the early campaign, and going to level 26.
That's some hefty levels right there.
Yes, so here's my question. Jose, this is the question that I want to pose to you for the end of this video. What happens when I beat all of this stuff?
Oh, that's
Where
great.
do I get orbs from?
That's a great question. So I'm not entirely sure because I haven't finished it myself, but what I can tell you is that Nintendo has said to us today that they're going to be putting out more story chapters on a schedule of almost every 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So they want to do twice a month and try to keep that pace of giving you more to chew through. They didn't put a timestamp on new characters or modes, but that's also part of their plan. So look forward to more of that, I guess, and you'll find out when it hits right here at IGN.